Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. And I want to say thank you to all of our mayors. I know some of them, because it's Halloween, they don't have the most time. So I'm going to try to make this relatively quick with us getting as much information as possible out. We don't have Tim or Atheto from Amnesty here simply because it's Australia and they work on a different time zone. So thank you guys for coming. We have Sheeta, Rive, Quirian, Neorin. Is that how you pronounce your name?
Neorine, yeah.
Neorine. They are your mayors of Vyra. Sorry, I already messed up the name. So
we had this conversation already.
We literally just had this conversation. I'm already messing it up. I'm Lud Lloyd. I'm going to be mediating. I don't deal with any mayoral stuff, but I have mayoral knowledge. So I think it's good to meet your mayor and figure out their plans for this weekend so that, one, you guys have direction, two, you get to know how they're doing their job, how they're operating and stuff like that, and kind of what their plans are for the future. So I'm just going to go kind of clockwise here, and then on the next round, we'll just skip to the next person, and we'll just keep going clockwise that way. So Neorine, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Hey, I'm Neorine, guild lead for the Divine Order. Been around for a while. We created the Vyra Discord. And yeah, I mean, we're just kicking and ready to roll.
Yeah, by the way, guys, if you haven't joined the Vyra, yes, it is Vyra Discord. If you haven't done that, do so. I will be posting it in chat. Atheto or Tim, Atheto is the mayor. He is part of Amnesty, and Tim is the guild leader. So they've kind of been working in tandem. They're not here, so I will be reading those notes off. They did give me a kind of list of stuff to talk about with the questions that I'm going to ask. But outside of that, I'm just going to throw it over to Sheeta to introduce themselves.
Oh, I'm just Mayor of Halcyon, guild member of Suspect. Basically, I just want to test this shit, get the bugs out, have a 10 out of 10 game.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure you all know him, Rive from Winstead.
Yep, Winstead. I didn't really want to be mayor, but here I am. I'm mayor. We intended to put Richie in, but Richie didn't get there in time, so...
Was he sleeping?
He fell asleep. Yeah, he became old. I'm like, I don't know, 15 years older than him. Dude fell asleep on us, so here I am. I was like, Richie, I got a lot to do. You're going to be mayor. And he's like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. We had it all planned out. We had a route planned out. Fuck. He let me down, so here I am. I'm the mayor. I don't want to be the mayor. So another thing for me to be cranky about. Yeah, he can be mayor if he wants. I'll let him. I don't want to do
it. That's amazing. And last but not least, my mayor, I will be as unbiased as possible, but this is my mayor, Quirian of Miraleth. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so like Lloyd said, I'm Quirian. I am part of the Kaos and Lace cartel. I am one of their head officers there. This is unlike, I think everyone else here, weren't you guys in any pre-alpha tests? If I'm not mistaken? Or was this your only test?
Most of us, right?
Yeah, I don't know about Sheeta. I don't know about...
Sorry?
Is this your first test, or were you in any
pre-alpha, yeah.
Okay, so this was
nice.
This was my first. This is my first test. So this is my first time getting hands on mayor. And I can tell you, I've been having an absolute blast just doing this type of stuff.
Just a quick question. How many of you guys watched my video of me fucking up being a mayor? Is that just Quirian?
Actually, I didn't even watch it either.
I sent it to him and he didn't even do it. Oh my gosh. I was trying to teach you guys what not to do. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was told to do everything Lloyd said. I was told to do everything that Lloyd didn't say. So yep. I just didn't watch it.
Perfect. All right. So let's just get things started. I know some people have to leave. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you taking your time out, just simply because scheduling is hard. So most of you are all part, if not the leader of guilds. Do you think guilds will run nodes in the future? Since we started off with Neorine, I'm going to go ahead and read Joeva's. they said this depends on the node type. The only available in-game election type at the moment is the academic version, which is the popular vote. This election type lends itself to big, coordinated groups of players having greatest advantage. Divine most PvE favor, economic blind bid, auction, and military trial by combat elections will all create relatively greater opportunities for small groups or individuals to become mayor. So it seems like their position is that this is currently the best tactic available, but in the future, when more node types are available, we will start to see things diversify. So, Sheeta, if you are part of a guild suspect, do you think guilds will run nodes in the future?
Definitely in the beginning, yes. I would say 90% of the guilds, or sorry, the nodes will have guilds running them. Later, when there's like people that are famous, or even the infamy of people or guilds, maybe communities will come together and that will die down a bit. But probably even at that point, maybe 50% of the guilds will own nodes that are relatively, big. That's about it.
Ooh, Rive?
Right now, yeah. With the academic voting the way it currently is. So they do like the ranked choice. I mean, that might affect it some, right? But then, you got the other election types. Once those get put in, that might affect it some. Because the divine one, the way they sound it, the way they describe that one, it kind of sounds like that could just be whoever grinds the hardest, to get the most divine currency for the node, right? And that could be anybody. It doesn't have to be in one specific guild. So the military one, depends how they do that one. Is it instanced? Is there a limited amount of people in that tournament that they've talked about? If so, I doubt it will be, based on the premise of Intrepid and Ashes always being open world. That one's still probably going to be guilds owning that one. What was the other node type? Yeah. But yeah, it's going to depend on node type and the different election types. I think mostly it's going to be guilds, so.
Yeah. And Korean.
Yeah, so my opinion is we can see it right now. Guilds are already running nodes. But as we go along, honestly, I think the only node that probably won't end up being guild run is going to be the divine nodes, because it's kind of just quest based. Whoever completes the most quests at that time. Militaristic nodes. The last thing that we heard was that people can essentially volunteer to sponsor somebody, and any of the points that they gain will go towards the person that they sponsor. So the more people you have, the more points you're getting. If you have people backing you, you're going to end up winning. The economic nodes, you can just funnel gold to somebody, and whoever has the most gold wins. So if you're going against 500 people and you're just one person, that's making goals can be rough. That
And Neo Ryan, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's gonna be like the plural of it all, guilds. It's not just gonna be one guild, one node. There are multiple slots when it comes to Metropolis for patron guilds to sit in there. So allies are going to start sprouting up. There's going to be people coming together. Alliances are going to start meshing, and they're going to start harvesting around one node. No matter the type, it's just going to be play style at that point. And us playing and seeing what's what. Is there going to be a meta? Is there just going to be preference? Is there going to be something that the other thing has that one shouldn't have? That way it's a balanced fix of all the nodes. So it's definitely TBD, but I think it's just going to be the pinnacle of it all is going to be guilds at the heart of it all, really.
I do want to point out something that happened in chat. Is Candy Inc. said on Lineth, they got the Joeva node without a guild, basically just two others that were playing with them. So part of that is because I feel like also Quirion was kind of a proponent of this, is a lot of the votes were only able to be put in, one, during late time at night, North American time, and B, because you had to be level 10. So there wasn't a ton of people that were level 10 at this point in time. with that in mind, how did you guys feel about that? And as like a little bonus thing to add to the end here, do you think that guilds are the ones controlling the nodes, or do you think the mayors are controlling the nodes while the guilds have their own actions? Like, do you think they're split up, or do you think they're unified in their actions? So kind of a two-part question.
Can you restate both the questions together?
Yeah, of course. So starting with Rive, we'll go with how do you feel about how the timing of the mayoral voting happened, with people needing to be level 10 and also it happening late at night? You said Richie was supposed to be your mayor, for example, but he was sleeping. So there's that. And then also, do you think guilds are separate from the mayor, or do you think the mayor is mostly controlled by the guild's desires?
Yeah, I think the mayor is mostly controlled by the guild's desires, I would say, to answer the second part. I mean, my officers are kind of pushing me on certain buildings and saying we need this or we need that. And I honestly don't care that much. I know I'm just working with the others to make sure I don't fuck up too bad, you know? That's the main thing. Yeah, making sure we don't, all build a smithy and something like that, because obviously that would be a bad thing.
Right.
And the election as it currently stands is not good at all. I'm sure it's just placeholder for the alpha, but it should be like anything would be better. Like it should be like once there's 20 citizens, for example, or 50, whatever the number is, then there should be a cooldown. And then the next night should be a 24-hour cooldown. And then prime time the next day should be the election. And I think the election only lasts for how long does the election last? Like an hour, 2 hours? It wasn't very long.
Couple hours,
like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should definitely be longer than that, because obviously not everybody's going to be online at that time, right? So I think it should be 24-hour cooldown. It should start at prime time and end at prime time, and it should last 24 hours. That's what I think. But obviously, with just a weekend test, they had to do things maybe a little different.
Is everybody in pretty much agreement with those two takes, or do you have a separate take?
I would say I agree with the timing. The timing definitely needs to be done during prime time and have a buffer. For mayors being run by guilds, everyone needs to realize that mayorship is server progression. It is not guild progression. If mayors are only focused on their guild, the node is going to crash. You can listen to your guild and take their ideas into account, but you have to work with the other mayors, because if somebody else is building something that your guild wants, unfortunately, you're going to have to say no to your guild and build something else.
Yep,
Node comes
I agree.
first.
I don't disagree. That's I was the one that started the whole group anyway, so obviously I agree with that.
Yeah, I think to an extent, I think that's true. Right now, yes, 100%, because there's only so many nodes. We can't go out and be like, all right, well, fuck these guys, I'm going out here and doing this thing. That you can't. We have to at this point. But come launch, come full game, that's going to be a different beast, because then it's going to be, maybe we're at odds with our neighbor. So, I'm not looking to help them. I don't care. If they have a smithy, well, guess what? Ours is going to be better. So it comes down to competition at some point. But right now, as it stands, we need a little bit of cohesion if we're trying to get some stuff done.
So when there's 88 nodes, it's going to be free reign. But as of right now, we don't have the room in the server to be able to mess around.
True enough.
Yeah, I think citizens will probably dictate a lot of the stuff when the actual release happens. Guilds will have maybe 50% of the say, if you would say, because really, if you're trying to be elected, at least for a node, the citizens will definitely vote you out if you're not doing what they want. I definitely would say for the election, at least has to be 24 hours. I don't think it really matters what time it starts, but as long as it's 24 hours, and that there should be a message throughout the day saying there's an election going on for people to know and to vote.
Right.
I don't know that it needs to be hidden who the mayors are, because it took us a while to figure out. New Aela was the hard one. I don't know why, but we could not figure out who the new Aela mayor was.
Dude,
Somebody said some
different people.
weird guild, and I was like searching this guild name. It was some very strange name.
Was
it like this? There was like one that was like Stevens something or Saint Stevens or something like that. It was.
Yeah, dude. I was about to run down there, and I was about to have people go down there and become citizens so we could figure it out, because I don't know why it's like got to be such a secret. It should just be on the map. Like why can't it just be
like
known?
General knowledge. These are the buildings. This is the mayor.
Well, if you can declare war by having selecting the nodes, you could just select the nodes and see the mayor there, right? In that tab. I don't know.
Or like when you hover it, that would be nice.
But it doesn't say.
Yeah.
It doesn't say the mayor.
It was actually a hunt to try and figure out who was mayor of what.
So that's actually pretty good. For my next question, which is, what kind of feedback would you give Intrepid with the current mayoral system? And it seems like that would be one of those feedbacks where the UI improvement for mayors to be able to coordinate with each other might be a nice thing to have. So with that, Quirian, how have you been feeling about the mayoral system? And you can add as much feedback for Intrepid as you would like here.
Yeah. So first off, I'm absolutely loving the mayoral system. Like you said, being able to figure out who the other mayors were kind of a big part of it. Right now, I like how work orders are being done. I like the mayoral commissions. I like how actually doing the commissions will give the citizens and stuff their actual different buffs and how they vary. I would like to see some of the building options be expanded a little bit more. And what I mean by that is, we know that we have to build certain other buildings to actually be able to upgrade our current ones to journeyman, but it doesn't say that until the building's actually built. So right now it's kind of hard to plan which buildings we're going to build and coordinate with other mayors when we're not sure exactly what is supposed to be done yet. So again, a lot of this is supposed to be done
quick.
through
You're not talking about the upgrades. You're talking about actual buildings that you need to build in the future, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like to be able to see kind of like a list or something like that. But again, that might be just on us to create one.
Nice. Some self-discovery or just something nice to see in foresight. Neil Ryan?
Yeah.
How have you been feeling about the mayoral system? And feedback is welcome.
Right now it's not terrible with the stuff that we're able to do and push out by orders, how that's working, the mayoral commission, things like that. The one thing that's I can already see happening in the future, especially running, at some point, hopefully a metropolis, right? That's every mayor's dream. Well, information. How are we going to get information out to all the citizens? Is there going to be a announcement system like we see with the devs pushing, hey, everybody, this is happening, and we see it across our screen.
It's us, dude.
And so, right. Well, so I think a good announcement of some sort within the game would be helpful. Maybe hey guys, we're gonna have a town hall meeting or something, and there's a building to do so that citizens only can attend to. Just something along those lines to help with communication. Otherwise, we have to reach a lot more externally via Discord and things like that. If they want things more in-game and more along that nature, I think that'll help with that. Because then I get to push out to that St. Stephen guild that I've yet to run into again, other than in-game. So do I have to DM one of them, DM all of them? And, it gets tedious real quick unless we had some sort of communication feature for the masses as a mayor.
Nice. I actually really like that feedback. Amnesty's answer is, Intrepid has done a good job at attempting to support new mayors and learning all of the options available to you. They are mayoral quests that you can work through, i.e. open up commissions tabs, create a buy order, start a node war. These provide a negligible amount of XP and glint. During testing, the node has been starting with sufficient node resources to construct an expansion building, i.e. a factory, but you have been required to generate additional node resources through buy orders if you want to construct a service building, i.e. a smithy. This could impact your build order and the things that you would like to do for your node. New mayors may find it challenging to optimize your building construction if you are unfamiliar with construction requirements and their relationship with buy orders. building dependencies, and synergies, the effect of expansion buildings on service buildings, etc. It will be important that the mayor is keeping their node citizens up to date with building plans and progression. For example, buildings are currently taken offline and are unable to use whilst they are upgraded. This has potential to lead to some tension amongst your citizens if they are not aware of this in time. It will be very tempting for mayors to maximize rewards for buy orders and commissions, allowing citizens to obtain mayoral vendor items more quickly. However, increasing rewards comes at an increased gold cost to the node. This risks leaving the node short of gold / bankrupt for further orders / commissions, or for building maintenance, and thus building construction may stall. Node commodities are essential to ensuring your buildings are maintained. Buildings that are unable to be utilized will drive citizens towards other nodes. So they are essentially saying that the risk of making your node like beneficial is pretty much outweighing the costs right here. So like your node is at potential risk if you do not just are in risk of like going bankrupt. So like you have to have either citizen cohesion or just straight up knowledge of the system to make sure that they don't leave to go to a different node. And this may be something that Steven is aiming for, or Intrepid are aiming for, but it seems from Amnesty's point of view that this seems a little unbalanced and a little bit unfavorable to the mayors. Sheeta, do you have...
I was actually...
Go ahead.
Yeah, there was actually a few suggestions I was going to make. And for like the message for mayors sending out to their citizens, there is a message of the day. It's just that it's not implemented yet. To further on that, if there was actually another part of it where you could have an alert, having a unique sound from the messages that you get normally, that is just solely for the mayor to the citizens, that'd be great. And maybe if it was a cooldown or a cost, or even maybe both, that would be like even better.
Yeah, I agree.
For Tim's point of view, I was actually agreeing with that too, because I was thinking, I'm looking at my funds. I'm like, well, I have these funds given to me already, and I've only gotten this much. If I don't have citizens to pay the taxes, then I can't really build a second building, especially like within time of phase 1. So if you don't have a lot of citizens, you're going to be really far behind. So it kind of drives you at this point in time to build crafting stations to make citizens come to you. But for nodes that are focusing on PvP, or like martial nodes that want to just do other stuff other than crafting, they're going to be way farther behind than the crafting nodes that are focusing on that. So I think Intrepid needs to find avenues for those kind of players and those kind of nodes to thrive in that system. And I think maybe like a donation option that's limited per day or per month, for like a cap of maybe 10 gold or something like that to the node, because you're already like, you cannot take money out of the node. You can't even take materials out of the node. So if you just donate to the gold, it's basically that's gone. You can't use it. Only the mayor or the node can use it. So I think having a donation system would be good too.
That's a good suggestion. That's a good suggestion. And what? Sorry?
The last suggestion would be like maybe like where citizens can have their create their own buffs. So if you have a smithy and there's this person that wants to get more XP from the smithy, or maybe a higher tier weapon that they're making, or a chance to get a higher tier weapon, they could maybe pay money to that, and maybe it would go to the node or whatever, or donate mats, and then that smithy will have like an inspiration buff for a certain amount of time.
So kind of like a donation for like an extra enchantment scroll type of thing.
Yeah,
right?
But just solely for like if you have the building, you know what I mean?
Correct, yeah.
And it's based off of citizens wanting to do that for themselves rather than being dictated by the mayor.
I think when it comes to that though, there's already some stuff when it comes to like buildings and stuff. I wouldn't say buildings, but like crafting per se. So if you're wanting to increase your chance of success for X, Y, or Z, let's say enchanting, well, you can buy a higher tier enchantment scroll, make a higher tier enchanting scroll, whatever node is going to supply that for you, or you can get enchanting runes, I think they're called, or something along those lines, that aid in said success for your enchanting to be successful. So I think there's some stuff to kind of go along with every one of those aspects. We're just not really seeing it quite yet because again, the server's fresh.
Don't forget crafting gear as well, because you can also enchant the crafting gear with that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't even thought about that. That's true.
We, as mayors, we also have buildings that buff those other crafting buildings for those reasons.
Yep, and those buildings, they come with perks. You know what I mean? And so that's something that, maybe we can pump out swords quicker than other, or we can smelt real faster. But somebody else can put in a queue of 50 things at a time compared to the smaller amount. So it's just picking the avenue of approach that your node wants to go down to.
Gotcha. Rive, how are you feeling about the mayoral system? And any feedback is welcome.
I wish you could just give it to somebody else, honestly.
You don't want to shit on the system too much, or what?
I looked at it and I was like, because I never did it in the pre-test. We didn't have a lot of people in the pre-testing, and I was like, what the fuck is any of this shit? I don't know any of this. None of it's on the
that
wiki,
could be good feedback, though.
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be. Yeah, where's the tutorial for this shit? What what's up with all these YouTubers? Where's the mayor video at? So I whispered Clover. I know she did it a bunch with the Overlord. And she explained some stuff to me, and I was like, all right, I think I got it. I do like that you can do it from anywhere in the world, because, I don't want to sit in the fucking node and like, oh, shit, I got to get this fucking buy order, and I got to do these commissions. I don't want to do all that shit. At least you can do it from anywhere. That is the best part of the whole thing. And it's really not that much to do, honestly. It's just a matter of figuring out. You do want to kind of figure out which fucking building you want to do first. Like, that is pretty important, because those buy orders, it's a tall task to fill those. So we had originally
and they're
started,
expensive.
Yeah, we started on the smithy, but we didn't get very far. And then I talked to Curry, and he's further on the smithy. I was like, all right, well then we'll do the wood shop, and we'll do that. And then still trying to decide on the second one, but wood shop's where we're starting.
Question about that. You said you've kind of like went back on that. There's no way to cancel it, right? Because it's just sitting
down
there.
I think once you put the plot down, you're kind of screwed, but we haven't got the plot down yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
We screwed ourselves.
Yeah, you can do the build orders and everything, and cancel those at any time. Once I said, once you put the plot down, you're SOL.
Oh, they must have changed that, because I was not able to do that, and I was screwed. So that was one of my feedbacks. Is like, if something is in process, you should be able to cancel it for like a fee or something. That's kind of like my thought process.
I think the only thing would be if like maintenance is in, maybe you could let it decay to 0. I don't know if that's even in. I know it was in at one point, then they took it out. I don't even know if it is in this build or not, but
I'm just reading chat. Mayor pulls a soda pop in and rage quit, starting, what the fuck is a build order?
Well, what's crazy is the last early testing that we were doing, I think it was Winstead at the time. We're on the resident server. And I was going to the smithy there, and then I come back at one point. I'm like, "Where's the smithy at?" And it's like, "Yeah, it's in disarray. There's no smithy anymore. The mayor for this town is gone." So I was like, "What the fuck? Like, I'm screwed."
Yeah, I mean that's also kind of like different types of gameplay that we're going to experience when the game launches. Like, there are going to be instances like that. I think that's going to be really funny when somebody does mess up. But yeah, Kurian, I believe you're the last one on this question. Do you have any feedback regarding the mayoral system?
I was the first one on this question.
Oh, you were? Okay, never mind then. We've already full circled. We're ready. We're going to the next one. So,
Nice.
As mayors of Vyra, what are your goals together? Like, I guess you guys can work on this together. We don't have to go around in a circle if you don't like to, but what are your goals working together? What is your plans for at least the realm?
To not screw over the realm.
To not screw it over is a good one.
Basically, I mean,
we're just doing our best, guys.
We're working together to make sure that we have all the crafting available to the rest of the server.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one thing we don't want to do is stun lock the server and being like, well, everyone has a smithy, but we're missing out on a laboratory because nobody chose that, or agriculture building or something along those lines. And it's like, well, wonder what that was about. You gotta hope or go DM somebody from a different server or something like that. So,
and it sounds like to me like you guys haven't fully came to a conclusion on what your second buildings are going to be yet. You just kind of focusing on the first one first.
We have some first, we have some seconds. I know somebody already has all 4 of theirs decided.
All
we're
4.
still kind of.
Yep.
They have a list of the 4 that they want. Yes.
Gotcha.
I don't even know if we can even build our second building, to be honest.
Because
say with the dedication needed for the first one and then going into the second one, it's gonna be tough. But throwing the list down or what's gonna prevent us from stepping on each other's toes. So.
Mm-hmm. I know I mentioned in my video that nobody watched, obviously, but I mentioned that spreading, like making too many plots distracts your citizens, and so like it's much easier to focus on one thing or 2 things at a time, so that they can focus on those buy orders and they won't just scatterbrain outwards, and they're pretty focused on what they need to do. So as mayor, you're kind of like micromanaging your citizens by just not saying grab anything, because if you grab anything, then none of the buy orders will be completed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing is, and this is something that we were doing in the last test as well, or at least in the early testing, is you hit N, you take a look at what's going on, or you go to the vendor to go try and take a look at what buy order is available. And you're like, oh snap! If I go to the commodity vendor, I can get so many node bucks from doing these buy orders, and then I get my cape. Cool, I'm moving on to go do more content. So you truly just, as a citizen, just goes past your head and what it is you're doing for the node and what is it going to do for you. And so that was because we had all of the buy orders available and all the plots being built at the same time. And so everyone was just like, well, what's the easiest to do? Oh, grab some wood and basalt? Dude, that's the easiest thing I can do right now. Let me go knock all that out, get all my node bucks, buy the better gear at the commodity vendor, and then I'm out. I'm only using this node for storage at this point.
So, to go along with that, citizens need to realize that you need no cash to be able to buy recipes later. When that smithy gets built in like New Aela, for example, you need node cash with New Aela to talk to that vendor to buy recipes.
Good point. So to all you citizens out there, make sure that you're doing your buy orders, guys. That's our propaganda. Just do your job, guys.
Pay your taxes and be a good citizen.
I'll give a I might as well go along with this as well. Mayoral commissions. There is a special commission board specifically for mayoral commissions. It is up where you signed in to be a citizen. Those commissions, if you complete those, the entire node gets a buff. I had one go up earlier. That was for killing 10 skeletons or undead beings near Carfin. It was bugged out working all across the world, but that's the point. If you completed it, everybody in the node got a 25% increased resistance to necrotic damage.
Pretty good for Miraleth going into Carfin,
yeah. There are commissions that I've seen that pop up that are for gathering and stuff, like, oh, people get 5% increased gathering speed or 5% increased in better rarities and stuff. I've seen ones that increase speed. There's one of them that increases intelligence by 12%. So do your commissions, do your work orders. We have them up there for a reason.
They are time consuming, but they are very worthwhile. Sorry.
Right, and we're all good here, right now, trying to think of the betterment for the realm, so to speak, right? But ultimately, we're all really here to test. At some point, I'm sure one of us is going to declare a war on one of the nodes. Well, what'll be better to help you through this war than in your own territory having a plus 10% to strength, a plus 10% to mentality? You're really going to want those things when you're in your own turf. And
think World of Warcraft world buffs, but for your node. And within your zone of influence. I believe those buffs don't happen when you exit your zone of influence. So,
but if people finished that Carford one, we were at 99 out of 100 and it did not get completed.
Oof.
If we finished that Carford one, that would have been a 25% buff for anybody that goes and tries to do Carfin.
Would have been nice.
They had been citizens though, right? So that's another lure into, hey, come on over to this city. Us. We got the goods over here. So
Right.
That's another lure. Which right now there is no cooldown to swap citizenship, so you can literally drop your citizenship somewhere, go somewhere, do your thing, go drop it over there, go back to wherever you got to go. Though your storage, you have 2 storages for whatever citizenship you gain in whatever node. You get 2 storage slots. When you stop becoming a citizen, it drops it. Will that lose all your mats? So
we'll see.
Yeah.
To keep things moving on, as we've got a few more questions here. This may be a tense question for you guys. Maybe not. Maybe you're gonna lie on this one. So citizens, pay attention to their facial expressions unless they don't have one. Then you're just gonna have to take their word for it. Have you received any animosity from your citizens yet? And we'll start with Neorin.
I
sorry.
don't think there's been enough time to have animosity quite yet. It's been a 1 building, a buy order or 2 if you needed it, and a mayoral commission. I don't know what people can hate about it.
Taxes, bro. Taxes. What's your
right? I mean, taxes. Even then, we lowered them to 35, I think. But then again, it's a TBD because is that going to work out? Are we going to have enough income and enough people running in and out and spending money to do that? Don't know. We're gonna have to play to find out. So, there's still some cities I think with 50. I don't know, but
yeah, just so the chat's aware, 50% is the default price of taxes. Right. So when you say 35, holy shit, that's a lot. It's actually they made it better for you. They helped you by making it go down to 35. Okay, right. And I was seeing some of these.
We don't know. We don't know if that's the right choice or not. Hopefully it is. I'd like to. I don't like spending all my money just smelting down rocks. That sucks because you got to smelt down a lot of rocks for almost anything. It's crazy.
Ruffle and other people in chat, if you guys go to Lionhold and you talk to the vendors in Lionhold or look at the stations in Lionhold, it literally says 50% tax.
Yeah.
If you go to any of the random stations out in the middle of nowhere, it still says 50% tax.
Yeah. So it's all relative at this point. And also, I'll have the tax question here in a second, but it will affect the total amount of node currency. And currently, mayors are struggling with keeping that node currency to keep up production. But yeah, so Amnesty from Joeva says they haven't received any animosity yet from their citizens. A lack of node building progression or a lack of commission/buy orders will likely be an instigator for this if the mayor goes AWOL. Has anybody have like a different answer towards that?
I have a yes.
You have a yes. Okay, that's good. I'll start with that.
Yeah.
What sort of animosity have you garnered?
So mine was a tax animosity. But I would like to first off, I want to say taxes are now lowered to 10%. I did that on Saturday night. But I want to put that in there first. But let me explain why taxes were the way they were. I had taxes set to 40% because all of the pre-alpha mayors and stuff that I originally chatted to were always warning about the coffer. You run as a mayor at the beginning when you're trying to build your first 2 buildings, you absolutely run out of money. So the biggest advice to me was to leave the taxes relatively high so you can build a coffer. I now have enough gold in Miraleth for us to be able to do more work orders, do more commissions. I have more than enough gold to be able to pay for 2 buildings and the upkeep on them. I was able to lower taxes because I had them high for a little bit. But now as these buildings are being built, you guys are now able to use my work orders and get almost the max rewards out of them because of the taxes originally put in. So I don't know what you guys set your rewards to, but mine are all 8 and 9 for no cash for every work order completed.
Out of a max of 10.
Out of a max of 10.
Yeah.
Each work order was 3 to 4 gold apiece. Each commission that you put up costs from 1 gold up to 10 gold. I think the war one for me was 12 gold the other day. Building a building costs 100 gold. And the upkeep on that, I think, is 10%. So
they're pretty high. And they also include commodities as well.
Yeah. So there's a bunch and I had to have taxes high so I could make sure we could get our buildings down, which we now have done. I'll leave it at that.
Sheeta, Rive, do you have any more input on this question?
People mad at me? Yeah, I don't. Hadn't been enough time for people to get too mad, really. I mean, they're always mad at me. It's my guild, basically, that's there. So yeah, they're always mad at me. I'm always mad at them. That's just every day. So it's just normal. It's the normal banter. Yeah.
Typical Genesis. What a great way to sell your guild, though. We're just always mad at each other, guys.
Yeah, it's fucking hostile in there. It's not a good place. Don't join us.
Because I don't want any more people. Go fuck off.
No, it's good in there. Deb knows. She's been hanging out with us. She's in the chat. I see her there.
Nice.
It's a good place. But yeah, we fuck around a lot and joke around a lot and spam global chat with our Genesis hurt feelings hotlines and all that good stuff. So yeah. The email address, the email inbox did get full pretty quick with the email I was posting in global. So, but yeah,
oh boy.
I think the only thing would be like, yeah, some people were wanting me to go to war with Jamie over the dragon. I'm like, well, it didn't fucking hurt anything. It's not like it destroyed anything. Like, I don't give a shit. Like,
what about this fake building that stayed strong after the fire came across? You know,
how much for the damages to that building?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I could think of a lot of other things to go to war for other than that. So I just want to get leveled up mostly. I'm not too worried about wars and stuff yet, but that's I got some bloodthirsty people, man. I'm always having to rein them in. Like, geez, fucking, you're pissing everybody off. I'm getting so many people going, fuck, dude, stop fucking killing everybody. Jesus Christ. Just hold
Got
up.
it corrupted?
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, Richie's always corrupt. Like literally, that guy logs in and just goes corrupt. It is always. That's his thing. There's a couple others. Like,
bro, I love
Richie
playing with
Lockhead.
Richie. It's so much fun.
Just always putting out fires. That's pretty much what it is. It took me until like Tuesday to get through all my PMs this week. It was pretty rough.
I flew by to say hello to you guys, and Richie just immediately opened fire while I was flying in the air, saying hello to Roar.
Yeah, dude. That's what he does. He attacks it. Oh, he'll drop party and attack us too. He don't give a shit.
He did that to us. He did that to us.
He doesn't give a shit, dude. What the fuck?
No one's safe.
Bro, I love it so much.
I can't tell you how many times I would like walk away for a second and just be dead when Richie was in my party. He would just drop party. Like, Richie, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I come back, I'm dead. He looted my fucking body. Like, what the fuck, Richie? What the fuck you doing, man?
Your guild, man. Good luck.
It sounds like you guys are having a fun time, though. Sheeta, have you had any animosity towards your mayoral ship, or has everything been pretty good?
Well, to be honest, when I got mayor, there was a PvP battle, and then after that crashed. Like, I was so tired. And when I came on, then I changed taxes to 10%. And this one guy was just teasing me, saying, "Oh, I would have changed that sooner or whatever." But no, that's fine.
Yo, that's actually what happened to me. Is people are like, "Can you like lower the taxes? Can you like do buy orders?" I was like, I just woke up. Like, I slept for maybe 3 hours and people were mad at me. I was like, holy shit, guys. Like, at least I had citizens that wanted to do stuff, though. So, I mean, that was really good. But citizens are temperamental. Let's put it that way.
Do we talk about the witch and their crew about how they immediately declared a guild war against Kaos and Lace because I got mayorship from them that first night?
Yeah, that was a blast.
That
by
was
the way,
actually the guy that was teasing me too.
Witches everywhere.
There's literally a video out there of me sitting and eating a sandwich in the middle of Miraleth, taking a break, and freaking witch and the entire elite Zenkai guild comes up all around me, drops a guild war, and murders me in the middle of Miraleth.
That's so funny. So just as a foresight for like what to expect, you guys are all working together. That's awesome for the Alpha 2 test, I think. Are there trade allegiances? Do you guys have like any animosity towards each other as mayors? Are you like thinking about, well, I know Rive said he's not even thinking about wars yet. He's just thinking about getting stuff built up. But is there anything like that? What's your like 5-year plan or, your 1-month plan as mayor? I believe this goes to. Go ahead.
I don't want to completely fuck up. That's it. That's all I want to do. And I also want to sit around a campfire with all the mayors and make s'mores. I think that's the other thing.
Is Richie invited?
Friend time.
Just don't go.
He's
AFK.
gonna kill everybody. It's the assassin. Don't eat a sandwich, AFK.
Dude, I've gotten so many fireballs up my ass from that guy. It's out of control. Turn my back for a minute.
That's funny.
Yeah, a minute too long. I think right now it's just figuring it out. I mean, I've had mayorship before of Miraleth, and I was learning a lot then in the early testing. But things changed. I want to see what's changed. Again, messing around with the taxes, seeing what things are going to end up like until December. Hopefully, wipe doesn't happen before then. But we're going to get a lot of people coming in November 8th. That's going to kind of push the envelope towards all the nodes a little bit because that's an influx of more people coming in, more citizens. So right now, I mean, I think we're all. I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone. But I think we're all just in a huge learning phase right now. Is war on the horizon? I don't think so. If it is, it's going to be probably closer to December more than anything because the nodes have yet to be even built up. Yeah. So we'll see.
And from Amnesty's point of view, they said their current tax rate is relatively low. They reduced the cost for the players and allowed time to get them to know the game as priority over farming glint. They have multiple building options that synergize well, so they're willing to remain flexible in their final plans for Joeva as each of Vyra's nodes progress with their own construction. They have option of raising taxes if/when maintenance costs demand it. However, this will be less of a factor in phase 1 due to the limited testing time. All of the nodes will have dependencies on each other's artisan buildings. Trade allegiances will likely not be a major consideration in decisions until later into A2 testing. However, disputes and node wars may break out if mayors can't come to an agreement on how to maximize the artisan progression options for everyone in the realm. All base resources are currently spread across the map. Trade will become more of an important aspect of the game for everyone when the map expands, and resource scarcity is a more influential factor. Which I think is pretty interesting point that I want to bring up later. But for now, Sheeta?
For our plan, it's just to test, report bugs and all that kind of stuff. And if we can help our citizens test even more, we'll try it. If they want to do PvP nodes or, wars or whatever, we'll try it. We can set that up.
Seems like they're more like friendly wars than they are like actual
like testing
of
wars.
Course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think once a few people at least get to 25, that's probably going to be when that happens. That's about it though.
Nice. And I guess the question I really wanted to ask was, at some point, the mayoralship will end, and I'm kind of wondering, do you guys have like any sort of plans to potentially re-elect yourselves? Do you guys have your guilds voting for you, which is what I assume? Are you worried about more people being level 10 and being able to vote? What happens if that mayoral dynamic shifts? If like one of you leave, do you think somebody else might be able to take up the reins and do the same as you guys? And then we'll start that with Sheeta, actually.
To be honest, I hope that there is no wipes and that another election comes about, because that's just, another turn for another person to test and have feedback if there's enough people at the node,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since I'm in the core of the map, it's probably going to be me again, I guess, but who knows? But yeah, just don't want wives. I want to test in game already.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they keep the no wipe business. Rive, I'm assuming your guild Genesis pretty much owns Winstead, and so maybe Richie comes in and takes your place next time.
Yeah, it's gonna be somebody else besides me. I can tell you that for sure. I've talked about. I definitely want to spread the love around and let other people do it for sure. I will say that the amount is very obviously nice, very nice. My flying chicken they gave me, it's incredibly nice. And for PvP, it's for scouting and stuff. It's incredible. So, definitely want somebody that will be active with it. And I really actually might actually give it to one of we have some other guilds we've been working with. Might give it to one of the other guilds just as hey, stay with us. Try
be my friend.
Continue to be my friend. Continue to be my friend. Yeah. Because
I like that.
Yeah, with Richie and all the boys, he's pissing everybody off all the time. I'm not sure I might need my allies really bad, at some point. So
need peace offerings rather sooner than later.
Peace offerings, keep them around, keep the allies around. So
here's a flying mount, some glint. Please stay with me.
Yes, please. Here, you can have my chicken for a month or whatever. Is it? How long does it last? It was supposed to be a month, but is it that way? Do we know?
I thought it said like 20 days on the thing. Maybe I'm thinking of the taxes.
That was taxes.
I don't remember.
Taxes every 20 days.
I don't remember.
I mean, it's either going to be a month or they'll keep it in rotation with the taxes. Honestly.
Yeah, TBD. And for the testing, I would think it would be with the taxes, but I think it was supposed to be every month would be a re-election date.
Hopefully they make re-election during prime time next time. If it's at 3 a.m. in the morning again, oh my God.
Yeah, I think I had 5 people on at the time, and we were like, "Yo, we're getting Joeva," and I just see Amnesty roll by, and I'm like, "Well, no, we're not." Like that's a lot of people on it.
To Aela we go.
Yeah, I was like, we'll shop around for a little bit.
So, Quirian, you might actually have the most competition out of all the nodes, because there's been like 6 guilds that I've seen. There's GS, which has like over 70 members in game. There's the Revis Order. There's Omen. There's like a few other RP guilds in Miraleth, along with KLC. How do you feel about that?
There's a lot of guilds there. Would I like to be mayor again? Yes. Like I said, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I do have contact with the rest of the mayors. Hopefully, if I don't get it, we can still get you guys in contact with the new one and they'll cooperate. As a guild, I have my guild backing me. I know we have some friends and stuff that are also backing us on the side. I would be willing to cooperate with other guilds as well, like what Rive said, and give up mayorship to let other people test. I do want to put this out there that I have straight up told Jamie to his face that if I have to make a decision that will benefit the node but will hurt the guild, I will do it. He was not happy with me about it, but I don't care. Node progression, not guild progression. And that everything that I do for the node and as a mayor is on stream. And I have right now we have no open communication with the citizens in game. So my way of open communication is to have my stream. If I am online, I will be streaming. If any citizens have questions, or if they have opinions, or am I doing something that you don't like, you are more than welcome to bring it up to me there.
Right. Neo Ryan, sorry. I keep messing up your name.
Fun. Looking to get reelected. Yeah, of course. It doesn't just stop at at least for me, one election to know everything I need to know about the mayoralship. I'm looking to do that in-game, so when it comes to launch in-game. So right now, the more time I get to spend with it, the more I get to see changes happening, because we all know there's a lot of changes happening when it comes to the Alpha 2. So I like to be a part of that as much as I can, and of course, the perks are nice. But, what was being said, in terms of, I'm going to choose node over guild. Right now, it's harmonious. It's what the guild is going to be benefiting off of. So are the citizens. So the guild are citizens at this point, and other people who come in, it's only going to be beneficial. And at this time, it's what benefits said citizens the most. And if it doesn't benefit them, then there's other nodes to provide said benefits. Because again, we're working together here to make sure everyone's kind of, I wouldn't say catered to, but pretty much, yeah. There's going to be an option for any building, for any crafting to be done at any node at this point in time. So right now, it's just a matter of numbers for everybody to get that stuff done, get the buy orders done, get the buildings built, things like that. So yeah, that's that. Oh, as well as in the Vyra Discord itself, we've got channels for all the nodes. So even if you're not guilded up, you can just talk with, hey, what the heck was this about? Or I noticed XYZ, I think XYZ, whatever the heck. Feel free to talk about it in there. There's a lot of stuff that you still probably want to do and add. If you have suggestions, suggest them. You know, we want to make that place pretty dope.
And Amnesty says, you're going to say Korean?
Yeah, I was like, to go along with that, as I said before, guys, make sure that you're doing work orders, not just in my, well, first off, I want you to do them in my node. Please do them in my node. But second, make sure you go to other nodes to do work orders. Like, we are all working together. We all have buildings that you're going to have to go to in a different node to craft, to then go craft in my node, for example. You need to have node cache in all the nodes to get the recipes that you need. Don't just focus on one, focus on all.
Amnesty's point of view is more citizens at level 10 creates more opportunity for variations in the mayor's selection. However, elections will still have the potential for large guilds to stack the vote, while the popular vote remains the only election type. The world will be much more dynamic when all 4 election types are utilized. Intrepid is aiming to limit wipes, but it is difficult to know whether or not if the mayoral election will occur before we wipe or after. So we would like to stay up long enough for a revote at the minimum if they could, because they would like to see the actual revoting system happen in game. Sheeta, how about you?
I think I already answered this.
Yeah,
It's
everybody right now.
Oh, that's everybody. Okay, perfect. Last thing on our list, because it's hit the 1 hour mark, and I'm pretty sure Rive has to leave pretty soon. So we're going to start with Rive. First and foremost, are there any regrets that you've made so far as mayor, or do you feel like your decisions have been pretty solid? And with that, what would you like to say to your people, to the people of Vyra? Go ahead, post any links, anything that you'd like in the chat for like your YouTube or whatever as well, or your guild.
Any regrets? I regret not forcing Richie to stay up so he could be mayor. So I could run the guild and he could run the mayor part. But
I just regret the whole thing.
Yeah, I regret all of it. Regret ever buying this goddamn game. No, I'm joking. No.
I love that.
No, it's been fun. I love my chicken, dude.
Same.
I don't know. I'm probably fucked up. I put taxes at bought that to 10% and just left them there. I don't know. It's probably a fuck up. We're gonna find out if it is or not. But
the next mayor's like, "What the fuck is this economy, bro?"
I do have some bad news for mayors. In the patch notes, they did say that they did fix the mounts, and the mounts being at the vendor, so we may not have flying anymore till 25.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
Starting a riot.
I thought it was fun. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah, my YouTubes, I've been so busy with the guild that I haven't really been YouTubing or streaming, but it's Rive Genesis, all one word. I'm in game, usually spamming global. You'll see me in there. Genesis Guild, discord.gg/Genesis Guild. We only accept like 20% of abs max right now because we get so many. And we have a lot of people, so I'm trying to limit it as much as I can. It's a long process to get in. If you guys would have tried to join 6 months earlier, it wasn't near as hard, but it's gotten very, very hard with where we're at, you know. So yeah, you can try to join. You probably won't get in, but you can try. And then you'll get yelled at me because I'll get pissed off about having to do this mayor shit, and then you'll want to leave. So that's kind of the cycle that goes on in Genesis Guild. No, it's not bad. It's a pretty cool place. It's constant banter. We literally have a dick bot that posts dick pictures anytime somebody types dick, penis, or cock. It's a good place. It's super serious. It's always serious in there. Yeah, we like to banter with amongst ourselves and with the entire server, and for the most part, you know, we're not bad guys or anything we're not spawn camping anybody or anything like that. We do some PvP. We've had great fights with Amnesty. Amnesty's got some absolute studs, but we're allied with them like loosely. But we just kind of, because every time we just run into them, it was just PvP every time because we like PvP, they like to PvP. They're very good at it. We got some people that are very good. We got some people that aren't very good. I'll be honest. Like, but,
Damn, don't have it right now. Holy shit.
dude, I'm telling you, like, there's some shit, dude. I'm trying to call targets, and half the people are attacking the tank. I'm like, dude, how the fuck you get in my guild? What the hell?
Who let this person in?
Dude,
We gotta go talk to my recruitment manager. What
yeah,
the?
dude. Like, what happened here? But yeah, we'll get it figured out. We're getting all that sorted out. Yeah, I don't know. What was the question? I don't know. Did I answer it? But I gotta get
Yeah,
going.
you did. You did. You did. You said your regrets. You plugged
Yeah.
yourself.
Everything, the whole thing. Regret everything. So, all right, we'll see you guys.
All right. See ya.
Adios,
Thanks.
man.
Thanks for
See ya.
coming, Rive. I appreciate it.
Vyran for mayor?
That was your regret? Was Firebrand for mayor?
No. So that's what comes after that.
There you go.
My greatest regret, staying up until 3 a.m. to try and get this shit done. No, there hasn't been enough testing yet for me to really regret anything. Honestly, the biggest thing I regret is disappointing everyone with the taxes. It kind of hurt me inside to see everyone so pissed off about it, especially in general chat.
I saw Wargasm in there going, taxes won't be lowered until productivity increases.
Yeah, so
That shit was funny.
There was a lot of animosity with that, but I had my reasons, and I do apologize, but I had to do what I had to do to make sure we get our buildings done.
I mean, that's
But
part of
we're
the
gonna-
reason why I did this is so that like you guys are able to voice why you did things, right? So I think this is a good platform for the mayors to like be like, hey, I know this sucked, but this is why. Because there's a lot of people that haven't interacted with that system.
But like I said, we are good now. Taxes are 10%. I have more than enough to be able to make our 2 buildings and upkeep them and keep giving you guys work orders and commissions. So at least if I do get my mayorship taken away from me, the person that comes in is going to have more than enough gold to know what the fuck they're doing with it.
Awesome. Neorun, any regrets? Oh, also, Korean, go ahead and plug your stuff in chat. He streams on Twitch. He does things. He doesn't make any YouTube videos.
I don't make YouTube videos. I might eventually. I'm not sure. But I am on twitch.tv/Korean. It's the same one that you guys see on screen. Like I said, I'll post it in the official Vyra Discord. Or the unofficial Vyra Discord, I think is what it's officially called. But again, anybody that is a citizen that needs to come say hello or has any qualms, you're more than welcome to come say hello.
Right. And Neorun.
Regrets, man. I mean, I just screwed up my sleep schedule, dude. I'm up too late playing it, and by the time I know it, I got a few hours until work. I can fit a few, some grinding in between. But outside of that, nothing really. I mean, it's just been a grind fest. Just a grind fest, PvP and PvE, and all the above. It's been a blast. Plug wise, we just recently started doing the Divine Order AOC is our YouTube channel. For myself and a few officers, we've got this channel we're talking about AOC stuff, man. Anything Ashes related. Just trying to give our input on that and things of that nature.
Steven, why? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. The Vyra Discord. Join the Vyra Discord. Sorry, I'll let you get to it, but join the Vyra Discord, the Divine Order at discord.gg. All the ads are pretty much the same, so feel free to join in. We're pretty competitive, and once again, just like Rive was saying, we don't let everybody in. We want to be a competitive guild, and everyone who wants to join a guild isn't going to be competitive, and it takes some time to figure that out. But now that we have AOC on our hands, we can figure it out. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, do you stream or anything like that?
No, I don't do any streaming or anything.
No streaming,
like
just the guild lead. Okay, cool. Well, everybody, that's Neorine from the Divine Order on the Discord chat, just like he said. There's going to be the Vyra Discord chat. I believe you're in the AOC guilds as well, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So go on, check them out there. And I'm going to give a shout out to Korean here in a second as I wait for the shout out. I see the Steven message as well. So he said, glorious testers, we've encountered a few last minute issues that will need to be fixed before the weekend test. As a result, we'll be pushing out our start time by 5 hours tomorrow to 3 p.m. Pacific time in order to ensure a smoother testing experience for everyone. We truly appreciate your patience and understanding, and we'll keep you updated on any changes. Thank you for your continued support and dedication. So we will actually be a little bit later, which is kind of expected from Intrepid at this point. Usually we run into these delays and whatnot. So yeah. That is that. Sheeta, do you have any regrets so far with being a mayor? And do you have any links or anything that you'd like to plug?
No, like, if there's any mistakes that we make, we learn from it and give feedback on. So, not really regrets per se, just, trying to improve the overall game. So
any warnings for like potential mayors possibly?
I guess like don't do your buy orders until you are really sure what you want to build for the first building. And hopefully like you'll get some more citizens so you can get some more money. I mean, we're not rich over here because like I'm pretty sure there's only 20 people over here, but yeah.
Doing what you can.
Yeah, I know, right? So I'm a member of Suspect and we're a Merc guild. So if you want to actually take over this node, you can pay us for our votes. Yeah? Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
That's some economic bribe vibes. That's economic.
I mean,
Yeah.
Merc guild, we're merking out. All right.
I like that.
I think you can probably find our guild in the AOC chat and on the forums.
Perfect.
I think that's about it.
Are you guys doing like any like real recruiting right now, or are you kind of just like as people come by that can come join? Of course.
I think we're hitting our limit for members, but we're always recruiting, I think.
I don't think Suspect has been like super like out into the community, so I don't think there's been a lot of people that know about you. So I'd like to give you a little bit of time here to like kind of like sell yourself, sell what the guild is all about, and kind of like introduce yourself to the community. So like you're a Merc guild, but is there like a potential guild size that you guys are aiming for? Because you said you're heading like towards your limit. Are there things that you want to do or pursue in game? Like how competitive are you as a guild? Like these types of things. Go ahead and talk about yourself.
Well, there is a good portion of us that wants to be like more or less pirates on the sea, and another portion that just wants to, play the auction house. But the mass of us really just wants to PvP. So, like as a merc, we could be like hired to, war a node or a castle, or even like kind of gather in another node and kind of just like drain their resources, if you want to say, in that kind of war of mats or whatever. So yeah, like there's a lot of things we could do. It really depends on the server that we go on.
Nice.
Yeah, we're a pretty chill group, more or less.
Pockets actually sent me your guys' website, so I posted that in the chat so that you guys can get a little bit more viewership as well. But I believe Amnesty has a little bit of things left here to say right before I end everything else. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. So from Amnesty's point of view, they say the decisions that we've made have been based around ensuring the server maximizes its building and artisan options rather than ensuring our specific node is the most profitable, thus providing the most buffs and benefits to our citizens. There is opportunity for optimizing this in the future. Amnesty has been building their Ashes community since Intrepid's Kickstarter, and they've grown to the largest oceanic community, self-implied, We are a competitive PvX guild and aspire towards castle ownership and oceanic first for PvE and PvP content upon launch. So they are intending to be a very competitive guild. Vyra is the unofficial oceanic server that they've claimed, self-claimed. So we welcome all oceanic players to join at their Discord, which I will be posting in chat and testing in game. Alternatively, you can join the oceanic Discord at what I will be posting in chat. So here's the Amnesty Discord here. And then the Oceanic Discord is coming next. Any last words from anybody? Do you guys have anything to say to the chat? We'll start with Korean.
Not really. I mean, it was nice. First off, it was actually nice talking to all the mayors, really, like face to face like this for the first time. We've only really been doing it over text. And I never said my guild, but other than earlier, like I said, I'm part of Jamie's guild, Kaos and Lace Cartel. We are still doing open recruitment. We're not really turning anybody away at this moment. However, inside the guild, there is a rank up system. Inside the guild, there is a rank up system. You have to prove yourself in the guild to get ranked up. And I know by the time launch and stuff is coming around, if you have not ranked up and proven yourself, you're not going to be invited for launch.
All right. Neorine, any last words to the chat?
Not too much. We hope to see y'all in Verra. You know, if you decide to come and join the guild, we're quality over quantity, so we're not looking for all the numbers. We're looking for the best. So if you think you fit the bill, come on in. We'll see. Other than that, you know, we hope to see you in game, whether that be on opposing sides or you're fighting with us. That's gonna be fun.
And Sheeta.
Oh, it's nice talking to you guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, but
No, it's fine.
You did great.
Yeah,
you're doing great for as shy as you said you were. You did amazing. So
I came and talk right now because anyways, well, I just hope everyone can like test to their heart content and put in those bug reports because really want to make this a game. That's a 10 out of 10.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Truth.
right. So I'm Lud Lloyd. These are our Vyra mayors, and thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate everybody that showed up. There's 115 people in chat. Ashes of Creation is getting absolutely more popular with the A2 coming off, and I'm really excited. I'll probably hang around here for about 10-15 minutes, maybe to answer any questions you guys have in chat before I hop off. But and like to get to know me, if you haven't seen me before, I would like to at least talk with the chat for a little bit. So we're gonna end at least the mayoral meeting here, and I just want to say thank you guys again for coming. You guys have been amazing, and I'm glad you're our mayors because it would have been a shit show if I was there. I promise you that. So
You would have crashed it out again.
it would have been bad. So I thank you guys. You guys are awesome I think that's the coolest thing that we're in Alpha 2 and we have people already figuring out ways to connect with each other, to like work with each other. And this is exactly what I want to see for like Ashes of Creation on launch. So the fact that we're doing it in Alpha 2 and not even at launch, it's amazing to me. And I think it's awesome. So thank you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm going to end this mayoral meeting right here. Thank you guys.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
See you guys.
Have a good night.